Good afternoon or good morning, good evening, wherever you are. This is Roger Gilbert. I'm in Bangkok, Thailand at VIV Asia 2023. I'm on the stand of ADM and it's the last day of the show, but fortunately I have met up with BK Chu, and BK is the Vice President of Feed Additives and Ingredients and Amino Acids for Southeast Asia and Oceania here in Asia. What I'm really interested in is what has been happening, BK, this week from your perspective. I mean, the show's been extremely busy, but what are some of the highlights?
Yes, we are very pleased that there's a VIV Asia this year. It's been a lapse of, I think, already 4 years or even longer. So it's an opportunity for most of us to reconnect with our customers and our industry partners. So I think it's really important. I think the main topics has been discussed or the interest today would of course be the challenges in terms of supply chain disruption, the increase in raw material prices, and of course restricting of antibiotic use in animal production. So I think these are the main topics that's been discussed in this VIV.
Yeah. We're in a very transference mode at the moment, you know, with the war in Ukraine and with disruptions occurring globally. But we've also trying to address climate change, and sustainability has been an issue as well. Have you had any comments around sustainability?
Yes, in fact, sustainability is a core area for ADM. It's an extremely important area for us. Yeah, it boils down to protecting our environment. Yeah, so in terms of the animal nutrition space, for ADM, what's important is precise nutrition. And when we talk about precise nutrition, we talk about areas of feeding responsibility, yeah, optimizing efficiencies in feed production, yeah. So these are very key area, and for us, ultimately, we are looking at customers as individuals, yeah. So that means that the programs have to be tailor-made for them, right? And so it's therefore very important that we provide the best solutions for them, and always keeping in mind about the environment, yeah. So if we feed less, animals perform well. That means there's less impact to the environment, right, Roger?
Yeah. And what are you suggesting? How are you taking that forward with customers on an individual basis? Is this consultancy type work? Is this providing analytical information? How do you take that forward with a customer?
In fact, all of it. So when we look at precise nutrition, production efficiencies, it is a holistic approach, right? And it's a holistic program, right? We have within ADM specialists in areas of nutrition. We have our formulators, veterinarians included for the health part, and also in terms of facilities, example, we have our UpScience laboratory. It's a reference lab in Southeast Asia. It's based in Ho Chi Minh City, and we have an UpScience lab in China. So we do analytical work. Yeah. There was a customer that was asking about enzyme recovery. It's a big customer that every ingredient, every functional feed additive they use, they need to do the trials themselves, comparing different products, different suppliers. And when we were doing work on enzymes, they want to have, say, a lab that can do enzyme recovery.
Okay. And do you find there's synergy between these countries, like you talk about Vietnam and China, and we're now in Thailand? Is there a synergy across these nations, across these farming systems?
Yes, of course. I think the methods of farming could differ, but basically, ultimately, every producer's goal is the same in terms of maximizing profits, dealing with all the challenges we have today. And yes, I mean, when we look at the different countries and different methods that's employed, for us, ADM, we are well equipped, yeah, to being an international company, but with the local expertise that understand the customers well.
And one of the challenges you mentioned earlier on was about microbial resistance.
Right.
And I think that's an issue that we should all face as an industry and have some solutions for. What is ADM suggesting in that regard?
Yes, recently means going back maybe 8-10 years already. The governments are already, most governments within Asia are already restricting the use of AGP or antibiotic growth promoters. And for us, I think it's really very good because antibiotic resistance on animals affects humans as well. So that is the reason why for us in ADM it's important to look at to lessen the kind of impact antibiotics have on people and also on livestock production. So for us in ADM, we're approaching this not so much with only products, but again we look at a total program in terms of giving solutions to customers to restrict their use or lessen their use of AGP or completely stop using AGP.
And do you see precise nutrition playing a role in the reduction of using antimicrobials?
Yes, again, precise nutrition is part of it, Roger. Okay, I think for us, when we look at the approach, example, we will work with our customer to find out the level of resistance to the antibiotics they're using. I think it's a very first step, right, Roger? And with the results, most customers are surprised that the antibiotics they're using are not actually working very well, right? So not only that, they're spending money unnecessarily on a product that don't work well, and on top of it, it harms the human beings as well, right, with the resistance. So yeah, when we do all these kind of programs, the first is to convince the customer that there is an alternative to using AGPs. Of course, Roger, AGP is a very cost-effective way of what you call limiting the diseases. Yeah, I believe that from what we have seen, to win customers off antibiotics can be done. Of course, at the beginning, it can be a bit painful for the customer, but our program is such that it's not a 1 or 2 day approach, but it's a 1 year approach. So we have to gradually work with our customers to make sure that there's no disruption in the production, and eventually we'll get there, Roger, together with the customers to completely replace AGPs.
That's fascinating and very interesting to learn. Have you found that reflected in the people who have visited the stand during the show? Are they becoming more aware of these challenges and the way you're approaching them?
Yes, certainly. Like I say, it all starts with legislation, right? Governments legislating the restricting the use. So of course, it gives some pressure to our customers to find a very quick solution for it. Yeah, and for those customers in countries that has not instituted any legislation, we're advising them to start to prepare for such a legislation. Yeah, so yes, I mean our programs and solutions are already tried and tested, and it's worked very well. So yeah, we are very confident every time we collaborate with the customers to enter into this AGP replacement program.
It's fascinating to learn that such a global organisation is working at grassroots level when it comes to advising farmers and getting the best nutrition into the animals that we have come to rely upon. But BK, thank you very much for spending time with us this afternoon. I hope you've had a fantastic show. I know we have, but all the best for the future and your plans and your products, etc.
Thank you very much, Roger.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.